Okay. 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 Let's see. Where do I start? Let's go with this. Legion Revenge. Between easy, normal, and hard. Yeah. Oh yeah. This battlefield effect changes every day, so depending on whether or not you like it, you can do no, you don't have to. Like, how do I call it? Oh, it's true. The daily grind for most people these days are usually to do hard mode twice or do normal mode 3 times. Or, I mean, yeah, normal mode 3 times or easy mode 6 times if you're just beginning. That's usually the case. Yeah. For hard mode, as long as your team members know what they're doing, like everybody is doing Oni and doing the skills properly, using this and saving these, saving mutual destruction from this one and this one for the third stage. It'll be it'll be pretty easy. You would use this to burst your skills on the first sword boss. That's the first step. The second step would be to do ninjutsu. Well, have 3 people do ultimate ninjutsu, and then 2 other people save their ninjutsu for the second stage. Well, the 3 people that use their ninjutsus during the first stage would use this, and the 2 that would use their ninjutsus for the second boss, which is this guy right here that I'm with shattered armor here. Well, they would then use their ninjutsu bottle on stage 3 and use their ninjutsu for the third boss. And then, well, yeah, you know, being that it's hard mode, you're not limited to only one person using one set of deck cards, so everyone can use this and use correctly when, yeah, use properly. You'll be able to like one-shot the boss in like 10 to 20 seconds if everyone lands their mutual destruction on point without dying. But even if you died, as long as you picked up Gosan, which is this skill, you would still persist to stay in the battlefield. At least long enough to use your skill cards like this and like basically drop them to 0 instantly. The monkey boss at the third boss. With just like let's see, 5 times 2, 10 mutual destruction. 10 mutual destructions and you would drop that guy to like 0 really quickly. And then do it twice, like do hard twice and you're done for normal mode. For challenge mode, preset is a bit more of a challenge. Where like you would not use Sugo ain't really the best case for this, since this sword is a mech type boss and Sugo's more for Oni type bosses. He's more for these kind of bosses, but like the attribute for the sword is mech, and the attribute for the second one is human, with the shattered mirror armor attribute. And strangely enough, as much as I thought my first thought about the monkey boss was it was an Oni, but it was actually human when I fought him in the event. So yeah, for preset, as long as you have the team that has learned the boss patterns, taken the time to learn, I know it's hard, but as long as it's a team that has taken the time to learn the boss patterns, you can make do without relaying. But if you don't want to take the time to learn that, you could take a team of 3 to 4, I suppose, that are using relay to make up for pattern memorization skill. And yeah, those that are let the one that knows what they're doing to take the Oni and attack skill, because these are a more reckless set of deck of cards, whereas versatile and support are for those to help everyone in the team survive. And health and defend here are for those that are struggling to survive in this mode, or genuinely can be used to first practice how to survive in there, as it can give you some it can give you substitution and ice scroll and flame scroll. The scrolls in succession would stack upon each other if the previous one wasn't used. So you have one extra life. You can almost think of it like an extra life. Yeah, I'm gonna have to shorten this way. It's fine. It's a full-on guide on the monkey after all. So, and yeah, basically that's about it. Guard and support. Guard ain't really the best one unless you know how to time paper decoy really well, and you're really suffering from taking damage too often during a certain time frame. Otherwise, I would not recommend the guard set of deck, unless you can time paper decoy really well. And yeah, this is just a pair of set cards for survival. Like, you know you're taking damage, but you know how to survive, somewhat, to a degree, to evade the card's stack hits. For Ninja, the recommended ninjas during preset, or for this Legion Revenge event overall, is not Suga, who's only good against Oni bosses, or Pepper, because she doesn't, unless you're really good at handling her ultimate skill. The best ones for this, yeah, the best ones would actually be Dragon Flame Kuro, whose mainly, whose main advantage is fighting against human bosses, which is good for the second and third boss that are human attributes, but not the first one. And to top it all, anyway, none of these 5 preset ninjas at level 100 are good against mech type bosses, which is fine because there's only 1 mech boss and 2 human bosses. But yeah, the best one would be definitely Dragon Flame Kuro to fight against the other 2 bosses at the end, being human types. And the second ninja that is the best one for this event would be Dance Rin, if you're more of a float ninja user. Because Dragon Flame Kuro has triple jump, whereas Dance Rin has double jump plus a floating skill. So if you're more of a float, you're more into using a ninja that floats, you would use Dance Rin. Whereas if you're more into using a Suga who uses triple jump more often, you would use Dragon Flame Kuro. And then there's Moonlight Owl Yuri. This isn't the best skill, honestly. I know she's good, but like, according to the top tier players, she has to be at least perk 5 to 6 in order to be usable. Even with high tier relics, it's really hard to. Her ultimate ninjutsu skill is really hard to aim, as it's just showering. But at perk 5 and 6, it's really powerful. But that's like really heavy endgame hit, so I would not recommend this unit. For this event, you would more or less use Dragon Flame Kuro and Dance Rin for the entire team set of Legion Revenge preset. And now to the bread and butter, actually, or something like that. Group challenge, Unbound. This is like the most tedious and most insanely hard one of them all, as everyone can't use the same set of cards, but thankfully they can't either. Not that it's too bad, but like if everyone is going with the reckless strategy, everyone is more likely to die on the third stage, because that boss is really hard to dodge. And yeah, ideally it'll be great if we can have 3 hitters that are really good at inflicting damage by the start of the third boss. But to get there, you would need 2 people that are willing to go far and wide to take down these 2 bosses really fast. And usually that is done by either quick casting or having an extra life relic skill. But if you don't have an extra life relic skill and you're struggling with survival and helping your teammates, I would recommend trying to support one of the 4 support type decks or health with the substitution scrolls, but do know that you only have 1 extra life until you get to the second boss, and then the third one, where you get a flame mix. An extra life doesn't mean you can have more. It's not until you get the card set for the next one that you get the next set of lives. And for versatile is more like you gotta watch your. It's really hard to be versatile unless you can watch the boss patterns and also watch your teammates' HP levels as they're dropping. Especially with the injury recovery effect, every hit hurts really badly because it's really hard to recover from that. You still have recovery, but like everyone's recovery would be literally cut in half. Like I would have 17, but it would be cut to 8.5, maybe even less. Like they round it probably down to a lower number. I only have 8 points of regeneration per time, all thanks to this status effect that's always there. And then Dilemma doesn't really help either, because the boss just hits harder with every team member that gets defeated, unfortunately. Relaying is a thing, but even relays would only go so far. So yeah, the best strategy would be to learn to attack the boss patterns so that everyone on your team can survive and everyone would take less damage. Otherwise this thing would just hit harder and then you can't recover from it with your recovery effect lowered. But one way you can make up for that would be to have someone take support and put this in so you have some more recovery points. Plus 15 recovery points, because you gotta remember, injury reduces it by half. Well, I don't know. Would injury reduce your recovery recovery buff by half? I never really tested it out, but just assume that you only have plus 15 from this. If it's plus 30, that's great, but I wouldn't be too reliant on this, as this is just a backup strategy to help your entire team survive faster. And this buff would only work on the current ninja that everyone currently in the boss fight. It wouldn't work forever. Like, you would lose the buff. The moment you use this on everyone, that player would lose their HP bonus recovery once they lose their ninja and relay into another one. But this one can be used, I think, twice, and it would boost everyone's attack power for a good 20 seconds. So with good coordination, you could get everyone to have a strong hitter, or like get everyone on the team with Unbounded, with your own ninja stats, to fight the boss, like at the same time, a release ultra and then battle drum at the same time, and then everyone would be like able to throw more damage, meaning this thing can go down faster. The only downside would be for those that don't damage it fast enough, this so annoying sword would go behind you, and then that really sucks, because then you can't damage him, and then you have to dodge a wave of sword slashes, which really frustrates people. But it's not impossible to dodge, just very, very hard. Okay, now then, I think I'll go with this one. This will be the first replay I'll be playing. Man, my mouth's dry. Okay. Okay, let's start. Okay, linking on start. Okay, come on, start already. Start at 13:45. First replay guideline. When I'm teaming up with, well, you know. Yeah, we're gonna have a lot of pause in this. This is really gonna be a full-on guide, as you think. So yeah, my setup here is Suga, not because I don't, but because Suga is my main, and if I don't use him, and use some other ninja like Kuro or Rin, then my attack power would be severely weakened. Also, I just play better with him because I'm more used to triple jump. So, but you're free to use any other ninja if it helps you evade the boss patterns more. For this setup I have, it's I call it boost mode because I would have my ultimate ninjutsu skill ready right away. To have that, I would need at least 2 relics or Master Mystical at J3, which is kind of far-fetched for me to have right now. But for now, to reach full ninjutsu gauge, one would genuinely need an SS Master Mystical at Jade 1 with 1 Jade, like right there on the Jade mark, and ninjutsu cheat sheet. Not by choice, but like so that I can have full energy and release my ultimate right away. The other 3 slots are for my usage so that I can boost my attack power as high as I can, and this is as much as if I can free up this slot for cheat sheet, I would be able to have 4.75 attack power instead. But yeah, an extra attack power wouldn't do nothing, as it's better to like release my ninjutsu earlier so I could support the team and just drop that sword's HP down faster so I don't have to deal with his patterns. But on the off chance that I have to, then I have to be very careful and evade so I don't lose too much of my HP for the later bosses, because it's important to evade the patterns, and this is what we're here for. Okay. Yeah, so you would start off with your first deck of card sets. Sorry. You would start off with your first set of cards that you were equipped with. And in this case, I was equipped with, right here, as you can see behind my ninja, I was equipped with the health set because I focus more on survival so that I don't have to relay as often. But on the offset that I do, I would try to survive for as long as possible rather than dish out as much damage, other than the first 2 bosses. First 2 bosses is all about dishing out as much as you can, dishing out as much damage output as you can, while being as cautious as possible too. That way you can make it. You can at least make it to the third. You can make it to the last boss stage actually. And yeah, see here, I can now throw it right out at him. And then right here, the timer hasn't started yet, but you know, the warning sign and all that. But like, you can start hitting him already. The second when his HP bar shows up, you can start throwing damage already. So yeah, I was just waiting for the war drum I was waiting for the war drum before I threw out my ninjutsu ultimate, and then I would try to dodge here. For this set of rail patterns, this is like the best pattern overall because it's easy to dodge the sword waves coming back and forth. If you have triple jump, which is what I prefer, I can time my jumps properly up, and then I would go down right away when there's no sword waves that's gonna hit me anytime soon, and then I would go right back up again, timing my jumps accordingly so that they won't hit me that bad, or you know, reduce so I can survive on it. That's about it. Timing it properly so that it doesn't hit me. Oh yeah, I got hit there, but you know, accidents happen. You can't be perfect. I then would throw my ninjutsu down there because he shifted his position, and then yeah, once I lose that, my ninjutsu skill. Well, yeah, we're all trying to do as much damage as we can to make life easier for everyone, so we don't have to evade patterns. Of course, just because the pattern started out like this doesn't mean it will always start out like this. But this is the best pattern to jump into, as it's much easier to dodge compared to the others. Like, the other patterns I can think of are Electro Balls, along with the Wind Murasame Slashes, which is the worst pattern to start with, but it's manageable if you've seen it before. Yeah. And then, yeah, after you get hit with phase 1, which is him throwing a random pattern, or 2, it could be 1 or 2, usually sword waves or electro orb waves, electro balls with wind blades or ice shards flying at you. That's the worst one, honestly, paired together, because I can't focus on 2 things at once. Too many patterns, man, honestly. And then he would summon this thing. Yep. For this one, he would come at you, and if you're below the rope when he's coming towards you, you would try to jump from here, or like from where my position is, and then jump twice into the air, and then jump again, so that his umbrella would just go underneath you. But if you were in midair as he's coming towards you with the ice umbrella, and then you go down, then you can just stay down, because he would shoot that ice umbrella above you instead, because that's where your previous position was. But in this case, he was I was below the rope when he was charging at me with the ice umbrella. So he would throw the ice umbrella from below me. So if you're a floater, and as he's charging towards you, you would time this accordingly where he move the umbrella in front of you, like the umbrella line isn't painful, but the umbrella that shields rain is painful. Like, it would hurt you right there. So right around here, timed wisely, if you are using a floating ninja, you would jump twice and then float, and then just don't touch that down button yet. And then you'll be fine, because he'll just shoot it right below you, as this is what would happen. But if it's a triple jump, you would have to time it wisely so that you don't fall to the ground, because you don't want to press the down button, because then you'll get hurt. Like here. Or, yeah, I would get hurt because that thing touched me as it was going backwards. But if it was floating, I would be floating over it. And then he's doing ice... Yeah, he's doing ice crystals on me. For this case scenario, I don't really have much to say except you have to time your jumps. Like, in a very oddly position. I would just jump as high as I can to evade as many bullets, but it can be debated, and then go right back down so the bullets won't hit you anymore. Like, only the first set would aim for the position in the middle where you were originally standing. You would jump as high as you can and then go right down right away. Then you can evade majority of the ice shards that are coming at you. And yeah, I think he's gonna come at me again with the same move, ice shard. Yeah, right around here. For this one, you would try to stay in the middle, because in this case you can't jump high or you'll touch his sword, and then that would scratch you too. So you have to like try to move back and forth between the rope in a timely manner to evade the ice shards. In a case where you can't jump high, because that would mean touching the edge of his sword and getting hurt. And we don't want to get hurt now, do we? Yeah, I tried to dodge it, but it wasn't effective, because this is like one of the worst patterns I hate. And then we have this. More ice shards. Of course, this is the first variant of its kind. And then we have that too. He has this effect where he can stun you if you get unlucky. Like, he shoots a ray of a lightning. It's his attribute, his main attribute. Right there below the HP bar, right there. It's a lightning stun effect. You would be stunned for like 2 to 3 seconds if you get hit. But if you evade it, then you wouldn't get stunned, and you would have the immobility regardless. But in this case, I got stunned, so I am stuck there. Sometimes it's more effective to be stuck in a position, because oddly enough, I was able to evade most of it sometimes, rather than me moving around all the time when I get stunned. See? I evaded it. I didn't get hurt from that one wave, because I was stuck in place. Because sometimes moving around actually hurts me more. I don't know why. Than just staying still. But it varies, honestly. Very. And also on the position that you get stunned in. You would go down, go up, and then go down again, and then go up quickly. In this case, I mistimed it, but that's fine. One hit is fine. I had a scroll still. Substitution scroll. Go up, and then go down again, and then up. It's just a series of going up and down, so that you evade the ice shards. In this case, I have nothing to say but jump as high as you can, I guess. Yeah, because if you don't, then you're gonna get hit really badly if you stay still on the rope, on there. Regardless of which position you are, you have to jump as high as you can to evade the bullets. I presume, but if it's Rin, you would just press that button rapidly 3 times to float, and hopefully you can float through the middle of the lane where the ninjutsu goes in a straight line from the right, and float in that direction so that you can evade the bullets. In this case, I had to use a substitution scroll to evade the damage, but it's manageable. And then we have this. Well, can't be helped, man. And then there we go. Yeah, let's try it now. To the best of my ability. Yep, laughing all you want. And that's it. That's pretty much all there is to Sword Guardian's first stage. Well, and then we have stage 1. Right there was no need there wasn't a need for me to do that, as I didn't figure it out. I didn't figure this out until much later. But if you were to just get the cards and then don't jump around too much and slow down, you would be able to evade the brushes by just staying still. Like literally, those brushes would just brush past right past you. I had no need to use my weapon skill for that. It was because I was worried and I wasn't experienced enough with it yet. But later on, I figured out that I could just evade the brushes that come at me before the warning sign. If I just stayed still and I didn't rush, like I didn't run into the second half of the boss. I just walked into it and then stayed still, and then I would evade the brushes. And there we have the second. Usually he would start with one or two things. Either throwing brushes or he's throwing snowballs at you. That would then create craters that are spawning eruptions below the line. Below the rope line. So for this boss in particular, it is recommended to not go below unless he's coming at you, like he's charging towards you, and then he's gonna hug you or grab you, and then that's an instant kill by any Oni types. Oni type patterns, this guy mimics an Oni, but looking at his symbol right here below his image, like, how do I word this? Like, right above my ninja, right up there, it's a human attribute sign. He has a human attribute, yet he has the Oni, the attack patterns of an Oni. Yeah, that's the best I can word it. He has attributes of human, but the patterns of an Oni. So you would fight him with, being Unbound, and not everyone has Dragon Flame Kuro with the human advantage. You would try your best to like use human based relics. Maybe the Daruma Princess? I'll show that later. But like, Daruma Princess has the attribute of doing more damage against human bosses in general. Man, okay. And then, yeah. There you have it. I'm just trying to do as much damage as possible for the first 1 and 2 bosses. And then trying to survive for as long as possible for the 3rd boss. Yep, there we have mirror-shattering pistols. For these attack patterns that you see right now on the screen that is surrounding the boss, not created by the boss himself, you can't use ninjutsu skills to destroy it, nor weapon skills. Not even like explosive skills that would work. Like at the end of a ninjutsu skill, like Suga's ninjutsu skill, let me rephrase that. Suga's ninjutsu skill, which usually explodes, would be able to take out brushes for that one instant when his demonic shuriken duration ends and explodes. It could take out most things on the screen, except for these mirror shattering pistols, because they don't dissipate even if you use, regardless of what you do. You just have to evade them, otherwise they're gonna really hurt. They hurt a little, but damage would stack over time, and it's really painful. Yep. I think he's gonna grab me? No, he's not grabbing me. Yeah, that as long as you're not going down the rope when that thing's coming towards you, right as that thing's coming towards you, you can technically evade it with just by not staying in the middle of the rope. You can evade that needle coming towards you. As for the others, you can try to stay still, and then most of the time those mirror shattering pistols would just go past you. But sometimes it's really hard to stay still to evade that part of the pattern when the boss is also throwing life-threatening projections that would really ruin your day. So sometimes you have to move, evading them along with the boss's patterns. And that boss just covering your screen with ink doesn't really help. Like, that's the most painful part. You can't see what that guy is doing, so sometimes you also have to make guesswork as to what exactly he's doing. Like, what pattern he's throwing at me. For now, I can't really do much, except because I'm using a ninjutsu skill, dragon gunfire to nullify his attack patterns being thrown at you. At least whatever that is possible to be cancelled out. Once this guy hits above half health, which is 15 bars, at level 120 at 15 bars, once he drops below 15 bars, which is half health, he will start to throw ink and indestructible paintbrushes unless you use a special tactic, a special way to destroy it. Like ice kunai, that works usually, I think, but even I'm skeptical about that skill working sometimes. To take out the ink brushes, ink brush projections. One thing that has worked for me is Suga's demonic shuriken exploding at the end. But even then, it has to be very, very timely mattered. Yeah. Alright, I managed to dodge that by luck. For that particular pattern, staying still would be able to help you evade it. And at least for this one, I could see it coming. And now I use a Dragon Summon. When you're using the Dragon Summon, you can evade all damage altogether, while also healing a little. Yeah, the Dragon can also cancel out the brushes. If you summon a Dragon, he can cancel out some of the brushes for you. But then he leaves, and then I am vulnerable to damage. For this part in the section that just flew past me, I was able to potentially dodge it if I had just timed one jump at a time. Jumping very high doesn't dodge that, and going down would just mean getting hit by the eruption that's exploding below the line now, right behind me, as you can see. So it's a bad idea to go below below the line that you're standing on. But better to just jump in between the projections, which is really hard to say, but I'll try to time it right here. Oh no, it's this again. Yep, so you can't go below you. So you have to time jump. Right here. Right here. That thing didn't damage me. So if I just jump one time right here, I would be able to evade it right now. But if I jump twice, I would get hit by the thing right above, right here. Like what do I call it? Light purplish snowball, I guess. That light exploding purple snowball. But like, jump once in between here, and then time it in a corresponding manner to jump again, and you could dodge that needle coming at you as well. Elsewise, you would get if you don't jump here, you would get hit by the one right. Yeah, like, see the ninjutsu orb? I would get hit by that snowball right above it if I don't jump one time and then time another jump right after I narrowly escaped went past the snowball right that would hit me if I jumped twice in succession. I would have to jump once and then wait like a millisecond before jumping again. In this case, I made a blunder and just decided to go downwards, but that doesn't really help out. And then I activated my ice school, and there you have it. All right, and then I somehow managed to gather enough energy for another boost. I don't know how I did it. I think I also did it like whoa. Okay, yeah. Well, you know. Despite me dying, I still managed to like do some decent damage. But yeah, that's about all I could say. Oh gosh, I got injured. Well, and then I would get my other cards. I have healing and a fire squirrel. Genuinely, yeah. Maybe it's better if you play Rin for the second boss. Yeah, it's better to play Rin for the second boss and Kuro for the third one. If you have the ability to, or if you have both of them built for this case, because you need 3 ninjas for this, like decently built ninjas for this event. And now, yeah, I'm just trying to evade as much as I can and doing damage. The first set of patterns is fairly dodgeable if you can just avoid the poisonous food item that flies around sometimes, and timing things properly. After that, it just comes down to memorization. The second part of this thing is the real hell of the entire thing. because this is where you have to really be very careful. Like, for that part, first of all, you would like stay still, and then you would jump up and then try floating, or like slow down your jumps in between. Like, you would jump once, let it fall a little, and let yourself like drift a little. Like drift, I would call it drifting, because like you're not jumping using your jumps in succession. You jump like twice and then drift a little and then jump again if you have triple jump to jump over the stuff that just went past me. But I didn't manage to like jump over them in this case because I was still learning. You can't do me wrong, can you? And I was using Janes to make up for my skill. It was like 10 jumps this way. Oh my goodness. It wasn't the most effective strategy, as you know. But I can't really do much. I was still trying to learn the pattern. This case would be usually better when you're floating in the middle, like right there, except for certain times, because the boss would eventually be able to find ways around it, which really sucks. So you have to reposition yourself every once or so, because it's safe for a while, and then you have to change your position, which really sucks, because not everyone can predict that unless you look at numerous replays, and then make predictions based off of that replay. Okay. For now on, from this point on, if there's a new pattern that I see, I would then pause the video and then tell you how to try and evade it. This was the one I played. I'll play this one now. We still didn't. I still did not get it right here. But yeah, the show must go on. Well, okay. And yeah, me and Defcon Zero was trying their best, along with Yummy Sheep and all the other people. Yeah, I'm still using the same strategy. I could use I didn't think about it back then, but I was just trying to burst for more damage rather than use a flame scroll in here, because I have a substitution scroll in here already anyway. And then we go. I would go with a. You saw that, right? I was waiting for the, like, once again, I'm waiting for the war drum to happen so that everyone gets the attack bonus, and then we could throw damage, and then we would activate our ninjutsu. But you could also coordinate it with everyone so that, listen here, like, say it like this, so that, here, listen here, I have war drum, and I would the moment I activate it, we all throw our ultimates so that we can drop this guy's HP as fast as possible. You can also say it like that, like, the war drum is your the war drum is your cue to start doing tons of damage. Yeah, you can just think of it like that too, honestly. And that's it. Oh yeah, right there. How do I word this? Yeah, this is the second pattern. The sword pattern being the most favorite pattern to go into because it's easy to dodge. The lightning ball pattern is the worst one to dodge, but it's somewhat manageable if you have the preparations for it. Okay, so yeah, this sword moves around like crazy, so if you're using a ninja other than Sugo, you have to, if it's Kuro, you don't have to worry about it and only focus on dodging once you activate your ultimate. But for Suga, I have to readjust it, because I'm not at perk 6 yet. Being at perk 6, I would just be able to readjust my ninjutsu position, my demonic shuriken position, regardless, rather than retracting it and then firing it out again. But in this case, I have to retrace it and fire it out again, because I'm only perk 4. Right here, right? Yeah. It doesn't say it, but yeah, I can show you. I have Sugo at perk 4 for now, not perk 5 or 6. For the lightning ball strategy, you would first stay still, and then move down, I suppose, move down to evade the one coming at you in the middle. You would stay still so that you don't get touched by the one coming at you from below you, which is the one at the bottom here. And you can't jump as high either, because then you'll get hit by the one at the top. So to dodge the first set pattern, you would have to wait patiently a little until the two energy orbs at the far top and far bottom go past you, and then you would hit the down button right away, or hit the jump button right away, so you can evade the energy orb coming at you from the middle. And then, in this case, you can't see it, but This guy was throwing sword wave. Yes, you can see the sword wave sword symbol right above him, right? It's because I'm using a ninjutsu that's spinning around his body currently. I managed to cancel out the sword waves that are being thrown at me usually. But because I have a ninjutsu, I canceled it out, and I only had to worry about the energy orbs coming right back at me again later. Yeah, you see this? They're gonna come right back at me very soon. The lightning energy orbs. First off, it would be the first 2 sets of layers that came in succession from before. And like how I initially started dodging this layer when it came from me from the front, I would wait out these 2 to go past me first before going down or jumping really high to evade the one coming at me from the middle later. You see that? I would jump up really high or go down below the rope to evade the energy orb coming at me from the center. I'll call it the center from now on. Yeah. And there you have it. That's how you... Oh, yeah. Here I made an error because I was jumping back and forth, but yeah. You would wait it out again, I think, or make a small mini jump before jumping below the rope again, because I think in this case you would get touched by the electric orb regardless of staying still or not. So this would depend on how you time your jump. You would do one single jump, and then mid-air you would jump again to go between these 2 orbs that are above the Shuriken orb. Thank you for the pointer. But like, yeah, you would jump again, time it well to jump through in between the 2 jump right on top of the Shuriken orb to jump in between the opening, or go down right away and then go below the rope. For this case, because that sword adjusted its position. And then, yeah, it's not too much damage, but damage should stack up over time. Okay, I'm done talking.
I'm exhausted.
I'll just let it play now. So, yeah. Yeah, I would just follow this guideline overall, and then there you have it. And then I would go down again. Yeah, but usually, if there's sword waves coming down at me as well, then I have to jump over sword waves, too. Before I could start staying still for the 2 orbs that came from above and below me to go past me, and then I would go either under the rope, which is what I did here, to evade the one coming at me from the center, or I would jump again. And there you have it. That's the second pattern from the sword guardian of devils. Yes. There we have it again. I would jump, and then I would jump again, and I'm not supposed to press down, but yeah, this is something that you shouldn't do. You would jump again, and then jump again. 3rd time, or 2 times preferably, timely, and then you would just let him drift. Don't press down. In this case, I pressed down, and then I took damage. Seen by the, from the blood status effects, I jumped down and I took damage. Or I pressed downward button. Whereas I shouldn't have pressed downward button. If I didn't press it, I would not have taken damage from this one instinct. And then he would summon that thing. More lightning balls. For this, honestly, in a case where he's summoning so many lightning balls in succession, I can only say you would have to represent. Yeah. Let me rephrase that. For multiple lightning ball succession strikes, you would have to reposition yourself constantly so that he can't hit you, and also reposition yourself yet again in a manner so that you don't get hit, because the same way that these electro balls that are coming at me in this replay now very fast, in multiple succession, it would also go backwards right from behind me after he fires 6 or 7 of them, I think 8, and then they would come back backwards after coming at me from in front of me and then they would come at me from behind me. I would reposition myself like this, like so, in a way that I avoid the lightning spears to my best of knowledge. And then, yeah. This guy has a homing tracing signal, so you can also try to control where he's shooting the lightning orbs, so that if you do it if you manage to do it well enough, you can just go under the rope and you will manage to evade like half of all the lightning orbs coming at you. Mostly because you managed to lure all of the lightning orbs coming at you to the upper side of the battlefield rather than at the bottom side. Because if it's at the bottom side, you would also have to time your jumps up and down, and that's a headache. But like, if you jump up and then go down in rapid succession and jump up again and then go down, this guy would fire his electro orbs in the upper section. And when these lightning orbs come from behind me, or you in this case, the watcher, if you manage to come this far in this long as hell guide, you'll be able to dodge most of the electro orbs except for this one that's touching below the rope by just going down, by just swiping down and staying down until this guy throws another pattern at me. And voila! Yeah, this guy throws a darn... I really hate this ice pattern, but I told you as much as I did. Just swipe up for ice shard patterns. You would have to go up and down below the rope to be able to evade it. I can't really explain it well enough, but you gotta like test out what works well for you. Seeing if jumping higher would help you evade more damage, or swiping back and forth between the rope up and down to evade the ice spear damage. And yeah, right here and right there, I was swiping back and forth. Sometimes rolling into a ball would also help, but it would really depend on the situation. Like, is there any... Rolling into a ball wouldn't help if there was a spear like this one that already went past me, going through the rope. I would get hit by that if I was rolling in a ball. Rolling in a curveball, and that thing went through the rope, because then I would get hit, and in that one case scenario, that's a horrible idea. But other than that, like now, it's a good idea to like press up and down simultaneously in rapid succession, non-stop, so that you can go into a rolling ball status to evade the ice protection, which is what I'm doing right now. I think so. Let me just play. Oh no, I'm not. I'm trying to evade it to my best. No, I got hit right there. If you saw it, right? Yeah. And again, for this case, I would go above it to evade it, but I was below, so I would get hit. And even if I were to go up now above the rope, it would be a little late, because that thing comes at you really fast, you know. So like, yeah, you gotta be really good at timing as well for this. Yeah, I got hit there, but I managed to jump a little. And then I go right down right away, so I don't touch the one that was... If you see my shadow would have touched that ice shard if I wasn't quick enough to go up a little, and then I go down again. But like, this is like very, very clutch. Like a very small window of opportunity that it takes time to master. It's not easy to master. It takes time, and time is precious, but if you're really dedicated to the game, those that are in the high rankings have nothing but time to practice for this, honestly. And that's it. That's the second pattern. Oh wait, yeah. Okay, this is the other alternative second phase pattern that this goddamn sword throws at me. The multiple umbrellas tactic. You see this now, I think? The two umbrellas. If you were to stay still on the rope while he's throwing these two umbrellas at you, you would genuinely not get hit by it. But if you start jumping around, moving around like crazy, and he's just throwing two umbrellas at you, yeah, keep in mind the number 2 in this case. If you jump everywhere around like what I'm doing right now, you would get injured. But if you stay still, like, honestly, I am surprised it works, but like, if you stay still when he's throwing two umbrellas at you, like, just standing on the rope, not below it, you would not get touched by the umbrella, because it would just brush right past you. I can't show you this now, because I can show you later, if I enter a replay, into an Unbound play, just to show you, if I ever get to this point. But like, staying still when there's two umbrellas coming at you, you would be able to avoid the damage. Yeah, like, see this? I'm in a very bad position right now for moving. But in this case, I managed to jump once and go rapidly down. And then in between the it's always looking for a window of opportunity to go. Yeah, so it's safe. It is genuinely safe if you are just going in between the umbrellas. Or you could just stay still on the rope, and then you could evade it by letting those umbrellas brush right past you. I'm being for real. You would not get, like, most of the time, you would not get touched if you just stay in the middle of the umbrella. Yeah, thank you for the laughter. It's tiring. Oh, shit. Oh, man. Okay, yeah. You see this? I paused it at a time where I got stunned. This is a status effect where I can't move my ninja. Like, my ability to flip back and down and up are paralyzed for that 1-2 instant because I got hit by his lightning. And now I think it's the second version of his umbrella strikes. In this case, I'm saying this just because I've seen it by now, but like, he's gonna throw 3 umbrellas, like, right in between these shuriken orbs. Call me crazy? I know, but like, he's gonna throw ice umbrellas, 3 of them, and right in between these two orbs. One in the middle, one above that shuriken orb at the very top, and one at the very bottom. To evade this, you would genuinely have him lock onto you in the middle of the lane where you're standing, and when he fires his umbrella, you would go down right away. Or jump 1 time, and only keep in mind, only jump 1 time, and then you would be able to jump over that umbrella, or go underneath it. But then you have to, like, reposition yourself back onto the rope, so that he would fire it in the same manner, so that you don't have to worry too much, and just jump once or go underneath the rope to evade the 3 umbrellas coming at you. From the center, from the top, and from the bottom. Yeah, like this. See that? Right here. I would go below the rope, and then go back up again, like, go down and up. Just think of it like a V shape, or like an NV shape. Let's just consider it a W shape. Going in a W vertical way around the rope, you would be able to evade it if you're taking the bottom route, for this case. But if you're taking the jumping route, if you're going to take the jump route, you would jump once, and then jump again, and then go down, and then jump, and then go back up on the rope. Because otherwise, you might touch this bottom umbrella by accident. Just something I've experienced personally, and it's horrifying. You saw that? I think I dodged it well. I'm not sure, honestly, but for this case, because I repositioned him from when he's shooting it, I managed to evade the damage by just staying still. For this case, you have to jump. And yeah, otherwise you wouldn't be able to evade it. Jumping twice doesn't help, because you'll get hit by that top umbrella for sure. So, yeah. But jumping once would help you evade it. Going below would not help, because going below the rope for this one instinct wouldn't help much, because that umbrella is touching below the rope. So, jumping once in this case would help. Would be the key to evading it. Let's see if I evaded it properly. I didn't evade it. I used a substitution skill. Oh yeah, I evaded it there. Well, yeah, you saw that? Like, right before the umbrellas disappeared, because we defeated this guy. I managed to jump once, and I would evade it. Yeah. Man, that was so long, but I hope it's worth it. Am I staying still? Stay still. No. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Okay. You see this here? This would not work unless you're using a triple jump ninja. If you're using a floating ninja, you would get hit by that mark right to the left of my head, right to the left of my ninja's head. If you're using a floater, you would get hit if you start moving like that. But if you use a triple jump unit, then you could jump 3 times in succession, like 1, 2 on top of each other, second on top of each other. And when those brushes come at you, you would be able to jump over it and evade the damage. Or you could stay still. Like, like what I said in the previous replay that I shared. Or previous run that I was playbacking. You can just stay still in the center of it all, and then you would evade them all by letting them all brush right past you. Get it? Brush? Yeah. I don't know. There you have it. Yeah. I'll slow it down a little. For this case, you would usually jump over it. Surprisingly, yeah, I know, it's really weird, but like, note to self, or, you know, to everybody out there that's potentially watching this for God knows how long, because I'm really bad at this, but yeah. The win card would not protect you from the brush damage. It can protect... Can it, though? Yeah. It can probably protect you from the purple snowballs coming at you, but being thrown at you, but not the brushes. The brushes would go through everything. Like, it would ignore everything that's being thrown at you. It would even ignore most weapon skills, and maybe the kunai as well, but I'm not sure. I don't play kunai that often. I have it, but I don't use it as often. And yeah, Sugo's demonic shuriken exploding would be able to like clean the screen temporarily of all the brushes that are existing. But anything else that form afterwards, he wouldn't be able to like take it out, and you have to evade everything by then. So yeah, this is in slow motion right now. Yep. Well. Oh yeah, that ice protection is really helpful. Oh no. For that one case scenario, I should have went down below the rope to evade the damage, but I didn't. Well, you live. It's alright though. For this though, I would just try to jump, but you know, I summoned a dragon to evade the pattern, because I am really low on HP, as you can see. And then, yeah, I summoned a dragon to evade damage. And a potential instant death right there, because I really hate having to evade that when I have to go down, but I can't go down, because there's projections below the rope too. But if I don't go down, I would get instantly killed by that guy grabbing me, or in Pale Moon, we call it getting hugged. Yeah. And that's about it. I think that's about all the patterns there is. Almost all the patterns. Yep. Go down. Oh, not. Yeah, that... Let's go. Yeah. Oh, yes. For these brush attacks that are coming at you in succession, you would have to time it well and so that you don't bump into it while you're in the middle of evading. But you also got to be quick about it too at the same time. Right there. That was a very scary moment. I could have gotten hugged and then instantly killed. And then be forced to relay if I want to continue the game. Or, you know, the match. In this case. And in this case, it's bad to go down. I still went down because I was used to that. But yeah, jumping too high is bad. But like, if you can time it well, jumping once or twice is, yeah. You would just jump once or twice, and that's good enough to dodge that pattern. But if you jump more than twice, like, yeah, I'll just recommend that. If you jump more than twice, you would get hit by that snowball that's at the very top, which is what happened here. If you rewind a little, I got hit by a purple snowball that was very high up, and I would not have touched it if I just didn't triple jump, which is what I did here. Because I was in a very panicked moment where I'm blinded and I can't see the pattern as well, or you know, the projections that he's throwing at me currently. Anyway, here it comes again. I can't see well, but yeah, you know. I then put up a shield to make up for mitigation, damage mitigation. Oh yeah, in this case I could see it well, but you know, this is a good case where I could see the brushes coming at me. The recommended time. Alright. Alrighty. And then you have that. Let's speed this up a bit. We've gone long enough with the pattern. Alright. Fire! And then, yeah. Phase 1. I would try to evade the damage as best as I can. And doing damage. And then, yeah, I had a fire scroll on that. Yeah, as you can see, I had a flame scroll on my Kuro here. Because, you know, this thing is better for flame units. That's why I had it. Yeah, that's why I had it. That's where I had my flame scroll. I had my flame scroll on my fire unit rather than my wind or ice units.
Here, leave it to me.
I was really trying my best, you know. You can't say I didn't try. Someone else was trying even harder than me. I had over 900 around here. And then I was floating. Yeah, see that? That's the correct path. What's the word again? That's the correct type of actions you should take. You should stay on the rope for a while and then jump high and then float. And then you'll be able to evade most of the small light bulb lasers. Well, most of it. I still got touched here, but it was to the best of my ability. Trying to survive here, man. Honestly. And then after that, I was just really bad at evading, so I tried using an electro laser around here, but you know, electro shield. But even that has its limitations to how far it can nullify the damage that I'm getting hit with. We managed to drop it to like almost down to 0, but yeah. I can't evade everything, honestly. As much as I wish I could evade it. This is the best I could do. 1 million damage. Yeah, my limit was 1 million damage at this point. And yeah, we're at 1 hour. I hope I'm not going over the limit here. Okay. So now we're gonna go very fast now, because third replay, and then I'll play this victory mode a little slower for certain occasions. It's already 1 hour. I'm getting very exhausted. This is gonna take forever to upload, isn't it? Yeah, well, can't be helped. It's an hour-long video, man. Okay. Dance. Let's go. Same setup. I am the sword of... I am the bone of my sword. Oh yes, this is the favorite pattern. My favorite pattern, well, usually. There's actually a mutated version of the sword wave. The first replay that I shared of me fighting against the sword demon, well, for this video at least, he was firing the sword wave motions in a straight pattern, not in a tracing manner. Basically, it wasn't following me where I was going. In this replay, the sword waves are following me as I'm moving around, which is... it is okay. It's still better than the electro. It's still better than the 3 electro ores being thrown at me, and then a continuous summoning of wind flashes. That's the worst combination to go into. This is like the second best pattern to go into. First one being the sword waves coming in at you in a straight manner, in a straight lane from above and below the lane, and then back and forth. This one is sword wave motions coming at me in a tracing manner. Like basically they're trying to follow my previous location before I started to change my position to a better one. Yeah, see that? They're trying to follow me from everywhere, and it's really hard to evade, honestly. Oh yeah. Oh well. I died because, you know, that thing did a phantom summon because, what's the word? We dropped its HP a little too fast, I guess, to half HP, and then it summoned itself from right on top of me, and I got cut. And there you have it. I died because I did not see that coming. Because who would be able to see that coming anyway? To evade that certain weird ass scenario, I'll have to be like very, very high up in the air, or yeah, very, very high in the air, because I still could get hit by that weird phantom summon of his when he drops to half HP if I'm below the rope. To evade that, you have to jump like very, very high, and be noteworthy that his HP is reaching close to half HP, and half HP is usually 15 bars, and he's dropping from 30 bars of HP to 15 bars. And this is for Unbound. I'm not talking about preset or any of the other modes. Easy,
normal, or hard. I'm talking about Unbound. Because for every boss in Unbound, they have like 30 bars of HP or something. Yeah. And half HP, you can know when you can get like let me rephrase that. The one hint that you'll be able to understand when he's gonna summon himself right on top of you is when you notice that even then it's kind of hard to predict it, but the only hint you have is when you see that the HP bar of his is dropping very close to 15 bars. Like say 16 to 17, and it's dropping very fast, almost close to 15, and then you would try to, if you're a floater, you would start prepping to go high and jump. Like you start getting ready to jump very quickly, and then float in the air for a while, because that thing is gonna summon itself and then do a cut into you right there, like what happened here. Or if you're a triple jumper, you would start to time your jumps, like start jumping in the mid-air and try to stay in the air for as long as possible with drift, and then jump again, and then drift a little, and like for a millisecond, and then jump again. Just not jumps in succession, but jumps in between, so that you can stay in the air more if you're using Sugo, a triple jump unit, or Kuro or Pepper. They're all triple jump units. It's unfortunate, but like, yeah, I lost my main ninja very early for this one, so that's why he didn't do as much damage, I think, which is fine, because you know, can't be helped. And there we have it. The pattern is completely unfolded. That was one hell of an hour. Or, it wasn't even an hour. I think it was like, barely an hour. Because I started from like 15. Oh yes. I did it again! I'm telling you. I can evade that if I just stay still, but I didn't. I'm being an idiot right here. But like, you know, this is future me, future mystery to past mystery, so, you know. And now we have this.
Turn into ashes!
Yeah, turn into ashes indeed. Yep, can't be helped.
I shouldn't take the shape box.
I'm doing less damage because I lost my main ninja early. Well, you know. You know. Okay? Not today, man. Oh man. I can't do much about that, honestly. I got grabbed. Yeah, if you're not careful as a floater, you might get grabbed. So that's another thing to be wary about. You get grabbed, that's an instant death. And now for the moment you've all been waiting for. I'll time this at 1 hour and 8 minutes on the video. The one where I managed to... No, not this one. The one I managed to land a victory on Legion Revenge Unbound Challenge. Right here. The record ID here, I think, if you can play it somewhere on the website. But I'm not sure. Well, for now, you have a replay. Main MVP belongs to Decon Vero. He's a real MVP for doing damage here. Not that I didn't do anything either, too, though, but I did my best! Let's speed this up a bit. Alright. Come on. We are doing damage today, man. Fire! Come on. War drum, come on out. Is it coming? Oh, no. I guess somebody took off war drum or is saving it for later. Not sure, honestly. I don't know. Oh, man. For this case, I have nothing to say except you have to stay on a rope and then jump into... You have to jump once, then twice, and then float if you're a Rin user or a floating user. But if you're a triple jump, you shouldn't jump at this time, which is what I did. You should jump when this thing came right above my head, and then I would jump twice, twice, and then I will not usually go down, but I was just in a rush to get my jumps back again. I don't know what I was thinking. I take more damage this way by going down. Oh wait, I didn't go down. I jumped triple times. And there you have it. I managed to evade it. all 5 of those annoying things. This is like the final pattern set from the Sword Guardian, when he fires 5 Electro Balls to start in the beginning, rather than 3, which is really infuriating, because 5 is much harder to dodge than 3, just from a personal standpoint. Okay, I think that's all the patterns. Let's watch, shall we? I'll shut up now. Oh man! Yeah. He did the phantom thing again. Right here. You see that? 15 bars of HP. Which is exactly half HP. He did that phantom thing where he summoned himself. He summoned himself instantaneously from the middle of the battlefield, where I was standing, and then he went backwards, right? And then he went back to in front of me. It's really weird, but you know. Alrighty. Yep, I don't know what I was doing. Oh god darn it. Anyway. Stay still! Stay still! Stay still! Oh god damn it, okay. Well, you saw that, right? I stood still, and I managed to evade it, but I was getting antsy in my pants, so I was moving around and then I got injured. But yeah, for that part, you saw it, right? For the beginning of the pattern of 2 umbrellas, I can survive if I just stay still. And now for pattern number 2 umbrella firing. 3 of them. I would either go down or I would jump 1 time. Oh, see that? I jumped 1 time and it works. I would jump 1 time again and it will work. I would go... oh, whatever. You know, I can't be perfect. I was trying to do multiple things at once. But yeah, you saw that, right? I jumped 1 time, and 1 time only. Not twice, not 3 times, 1 time, and only when that umbrella was getting really close to me. Really in a timely manner. I would jump over it, and then that's it. I would be done with that thing going past me. You saw that? I did not take damage. I'm pretty sure of that. I went underneath it. For those of you that are still listening and not bored of me yet, yeah. And yeah. For this case, I would jump, because that thing is really low below the line. But yeah, you see that? Because I went below the line thinking I could evade it, I took damage. For that portion, it would be better to jump 1 time rather than go underneath. Like this. Don't jump again. Please don't tell me I jumped again. Okay, see? I jumped. I jumped 1 time and I managed to evade the umbrella formation of 3. Coming in 3s, you jump once or go beneath it. Or just try to look for an opening in general. And then I did it again, 1 time, and then I went back onto the land. And then I went underneath it. And there we go. I'm done. Let's take this boss down, shall we? 1. Oh, yes. Let's go. Alright. Oh, man, I took damage, but that's fine. Well, I can't be perfect. Ugh. I'd love to be perfect now, would it? I think I'll put this in a separate video later, but, you know. Alright. Let's use Rin now, because I got an ice scroll. Rin being a water type. Oh, yeah. You saw that? I was floating, and I took damage. But if I just stood still, I would not take damage. Fire! All skills in 1. Or not. Gonna turn to silence. Let's go! Protection God. Regeneration first. Alright. Big ol' crystal. Hit him. Ow, 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 ow. That was a close one. He almost grabbed me. Floating time. Oh, damn, I got hit. Ow. Okay. Let's go. Ice scroll. Alright. Damn. Yep, that was a bad idea. Well, you know. Kuro, I ask. I need your help, Kuro. I was also hesitating whether we can beat it or not, because it was really hard, you know? Let's go. Oh yeah, this guy also has gravity in his hits. I really hate that. Gravity reduces, or you know. Anyway. Let's go. Last round. I am fire. Will of fire.
Taste my power.
You see that? You would go underneath that thing in general. That line in between you wouldn't hurt you as long as you don't. As long as you don't jump, you won't get hurt by that piece of data. For only this occasion only, okay? Because that guy's pattern changes with time. For that pattern just now, it was a W formation, where I switched back and forth, in order to evade it. This is a very good buff. This yummy cake that's orange would give you an attack boost for like 10 seconds, I think. And after that, it's over. But like, yeah, the orange one is genuinely a good item to pick up. It floats around randomly. Sometimes it's a bad item, and sometimes it's a good item. The good item is an orange one. It's an orange cake that looks really delicious. The bad item to pick up in this stage, the third boss of Unbound, or any other stage in general, if you've ever survived that long, is the purple one. The purple one would do the exact opposite of helping you. It would reduce your HP over time, and also poison you, and not let you use triple jump. Like, if you had triple jump or floating, it would not let you use floating or triple jump if you pick up the purple item by accident. So try to avoid it if you can. Elsewise, if you pick it up, it's fine too. It's not too deaths. It's not too serious, but it's pretty serious if you can't use triple jump sometimes, or floating ability. You see that? It's 10 seconds, or I think so, 9.8 seconds here. I get an attack boost, a battle drum attack boost for 10 seconds or something. It doesn't apply to everyone. It only applies to the one that picks it up, unfortunately. It would be really cool though if everyone gets the attack buff. But no, it's only for you. Protection. Alright, let's heal. Overtime. Half HP. Almost there. Halfway there, man. Alright. See that? That's the purple item. This is what it looks like. You don't want to pick that up. Yep. By any means. Not anytime soon. I got lucky here. Usually I'm not that lucky. Alright. Fire burst. Aww. Well, you know. We managed to pull through somehow with Defcon 0 being the pulling through with the carry, but yeah, you see that? I did 862 damage. There are times where I did 1 million, but that's when I have the best. That's when I'm dodging well, when I'm very good with my dodges, and I like on point with my dodges. And yeah, my limit for this mode was 1 million. I can't go any more higher than 1 million damage, because any more than that and I would die. Even like with 3 relays, I would only be able to do 1 million damage until later on that I learned the pattern. And that's it. This guy is hard. This guy is hard and really, really helpful. Oh my god. I just noticed it. But did he? Yeah. Yeah. I don't know, man. The party was being hosted by this guy, but I thought he needed the frame too, but thank you anyway. Thanks for helping me. I guess I'm the only one that got the frame. Yeah, I got the avatar frame Terminator at this time. Damn, that was so stressful. Alright, let's enter a battle mode and then I'll call it a day. Okay. Event, please. Unbound. Not easy. I don't want to host one. I'd rather just enter one and then show you guys what I mean. I'll show you one last time what I can do. And then that's it. That'll be the end of this video. Ugh. Okay. Okay. Alright. We're back on. I finally managed to find a party. Okay, and this is my go-to for health. I guess somebody wants to be reckless today. Well, it's all good. I'll show you all the tricks I've learned without relaying, because this is just a practice run. Well, you know, for the first boss at least. I'm not doing all of it, because I went through hell learning this entire pattern. I don't want to waste any more jades. Sorry. And for replays of how to do it, I already showed plenty. From 4 of them. 4 of my replays, you know. That's not all. Alright. Hi, Trafalgar. Alright. This is mystery, yes. Coming in with this much damage. Let's go. Well, you know, this is all for practice. Or, you know, this is to show real-time battle. Or, you know, real-time. And as usual, you're free to practice with 2 other members. But preferably, it's really hard to hold your patience, and anybody would want to take the easy route. But the easy route would involve you learning through jades, and that's not really the cheapest of all methods to learn. Okay. This is real battle, not a recording. You see these buttons? I went through hell learning this. Alright. I can't burst. Aw, man, you battle drummed us. Okay, fine. No problem. I just have to wait. Aw, shit. Alright. I dodged it. Oh, yeah. Alright. Yeah, I dodged that. Not today. Right there. Oh, man. That is a very, very weird way. Oh, man. I can't dodge that. Okay, fine. Oh, man. Here we go again. For those that end up with this pattern, try to dodge with the lane in between this. Yeah, I can't dodge that shit. I did my best. Oh, yeah, now you give me the easy pattern. And it's fine. Get down here. Alright. I did a fair amount of damage. Oh, no, 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 no! Oh, thank you. Okay. Aw, man. Well, you get the idea. Okay, for the content, I'll do it. Then. Just one time, okay? I'm not gonna go any further than this. Alright. Alright. Aw, man. Let me move. Alright. Shield. Oh, man. I can't last any longer than this. Well. Activate. Dragon gunfire. You won't hit me that easily. Oh wow, I'm the last survivor. That's alright. Well, you get the idea. Alright. Oh yeah, for those that are interested, what's the number again? Yeah, the damage number is, yeah, the max HP of this whole stage. Paladin. For those that are wondering, is 6.5 million HP. A real tough one.
I'ma head out now. Good luck. And that's it. It's been fun. Hope I didn't bore you too much.